Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name's Angus and today we're going to be getting into Dungeons of Sundaria. It's a dungeon crawling RPG game where it features 8 different dungeons that are very big and very long. Depending on which dungeon you go into, which will have different types of levels of each dungeon. Another thing that I want to point out is that there's 7 races that you can choose from: human, dwarf, elf, halfling, orc, goblin, and dragal, which is also a lizard. There's also 5 classes, which is the champion, ranger, cleric, wizard, and rogue, and you can also customize your character's appearance. Um, there's also a tiered list of weapons that you can be getting as you progress through each dungeon depending on what you're playing. Could be champion, ranger, cleric, wizard, and rogue. Dungeons are very long. They do take up time with each dungeon. Not yes, each dungeon having their own set of bosses, and it's like I said, the dungeons are very big and very uh, vast. There's also secrets in each dungeon, breakable walls, lootable crates, breakable crates, and all that. So yeah, what I want to get into today is the playability of the game, which you can also play split screen or online. You can play, it's up to 4 players, with each character being different depending on who you play with and what class you're going with and all that. There's also an RNG on weapon tiers that you can get from uncommon to legendary, and each being very different from uh classes that you get. Sometimes you might go ranger and get a lot of things for a different class. So it's really, you should play more than one person. I believe I played this single player, so I had a lot of difficulty my first playthrough getting gear for my character. And then my second playthrough, which I saw, the first playthrough was ranger, the second playthrough was wizard. I ended up getting a better RNG for my wizard. I got some good stuff, and then, but not entirely to move on to the next area, which each dungeon is going to be different types of levels. It could be level 3, level 4, level 1, and it ranges from each level, which I think it's a very good thing to have, since each dungeon is very, very vast and big. And as you progress through each dungeon, they will have different bosses that you can fight. Each dungeon being long could be like one boss, or with the maximum of 3 bosses, which is what I encountered. Each having their own very unique mechanics and movements and weapons. The other thing I want to get into is each playthrough is very different depending on the RNG of the weapons. Like I recently stated, my first playthrough I didn't really get much for my ranger. My second playthrough was a wizard. I got some decent gear for my wizard, but not so much. And then my third playthrough, the RNG was really on my side, which I ended up playing the rogue. I ended up getting a better playthrough on my third time because of the RNG of the weapon drops. I got a much better weapon drop rate for my rogue than the other 2 playthroughs that I went through. So I highly advise that if you're gonna play this, it's better to play with friends other than playing by yourself because of the RNG drops. I didn't really see many people playing it, as to I did want to play in a group, but not many people. I didn't really see anyone playing it. There's also craftable items in the game, which requires you to break down your gear, salvage your gear that you don't need or it's not for your class, to get these craftable items that you'll need to craft weapons. I guess there's also blueprints, as I was skimming around through different going back to the city and talking with the salvager and the craftsman, that you will need to salvage your stuff to get some type of ore. But my overall thoughts on this game, it's pretty good depending on the length. The game is $15, or I'd like to say $14.99, and depending on your taxes and all that in your regional area. Um, the game is pretty good, but I feel like it would be better with friends. I didn't really. I went to 2 areas and that's about it until I recently got bored because I was playing by myself and I kept dying a lot because enemies got harder and harder as I progressed down through the dungeon and progressed longer through the dungeon. So it does get very difficult, does get very frustrating. But like I said, each boss has different mechanics. So yes, this game, I would recommend it if it's on like sale or something. But as it is right now, I can't really, recommend the game to anyone. I mean, if you wanted to pay the $15 to play couch co-op with your friends or something, that'd be great. Like I said, there's not many people that are playing the game, but I did enjoy the game very much. I did enjoy playing as the rogue more than I did the wizard or the ranger. I felt more interactive with my character, especially since the RNG drop for that third playthrough, which was my rogue. I had a very successful RNG drop for my gear that I was getting. I did enjoy it for up to a couple, let's say 2 to 4 hours, and then after that I got bored. But for what it is, I think it's a pretty good game, but could be better, in my opinion. Especially with friends. If you have friends, everybody would be getting different types of drops because everybody would be different classes. So maybe the drops that I was getting the first playthrough could have been for somebody else if I was playing with somebody else. But as of right now, like, I would like to see the RNG drops improve in this game. Definitely something that would be needs to work on, in my opinion. There are level difficulties, normal, hard, and nightmare, which I would need to unlock. I would need to play this more to unlock it. But yeah, other than that, if you guys are interested, I'll post the link down below. You guys can check out the game and decide for yourself if you guys want the game. But as it stands right now, I enjoyed it for about a couple hours, and then after that, I started getting bored. But it is a good game to play with friends. That's what I believe. And yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Gameplay, me running different my rogue playthrough, which was the best playthrough I had. RNG drops. Yeah, thanks for watching the video, and hope you guys have a good night. Good morning. Goodbye. Peace out. Later.